Good day and welcome to the Gemalto Q3 2018 Revenue Conference Call. Today's call is being recorded. At this time, I would like to turn the conference over to Mr. Philippe Velay, CEO of Gemalto. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Molly. So good afternoon, and thank you all for joining. I am Philippe Velay, the CEO of Gemalto. Welcome to our third quarter 2018 revenue call. I am with Virginie Duperra-Vergne, our CFO, and Jean-Claude Deturche, our Investor Relations Officer. Together, we will be commenting the presentation that you can download from our website. We will begin with key elements of the release, and then we will take your questions. So after having read the information on page 2 and page 3, I invite you to go to page 5 to the highlights of this third quarter of 2018. As we expected, Gemalto's third quarter revenue was 727 million euros, slightly lower this year as large programs in both the government and cybersecurity businesses are currently being delivered in the fourth quarter of 2018. In the third quarter, the Identity, IoT and Cybersecurity segment revenue was 1% lower at 345 million euros. To note, this segment's revenue is up plus 12% year-to-date at constant exchange rates, and this is expected to benefit from strong levels of deliveries in government and encryption businesses in the fourth quarter. During the quarter, Gemalto also recorded a strong increase in deployments of its solutions for IoT industrial applications. In the smart cards and issuance segment, the payment business posted a solid performance driven by the first EMV renewal campaigns in the US and strong payment cards deployments across other regions. As Gemalto celebrates its 100 eSIM solution deployed worldwide, the recent Apple announcement introducing eSIM technology in its new generations of iPhones was also an important milestone. It is the first major handset maker implementing this technology in all its flagship phones. It clearly makes the eSIM technology mainstream, and in the long run, it will trigger an acceleration in its rate of activation that will benefit our eSIM solutions with mobile network operators. As we move forward to the end of the year, leveraging the traditional fourth quarter momentum and benefiting from adjustments made to our cost case, we are confident in achieving our 2018 outlook. On slide 6, you have here the breakdown in our 9-month revenue by segment. As you can see, that the company has grown plus 3% since the beginning of the year thanks to the strong contribution of the Identity, IoT and Cybersecurity segments. These segments now account for almost half of the company's total revenue. It's a contribution that is expected to grow rapidly as our strategic transformation continues. I will now hand over to Virginie.
Thank you, Philippe. So let me begin with slide 8 with the key information in Identity, IoT and Cybersecurity. As Philippe pointed out, the segment's revenue came in at 345 million euros, down 1% compared to the previous year, as large programs in both the government and cybersecurity businesses are being delivered in the fourth quarter of 2018. The segment year-to-date revenue reached 989 million euros, increasing plus 12% year-on-year. The government's business revenue was lower in the third quarter, with significant e-documents programs rolling out in the US and Latin America in the fourth quarter of 2018, together with the first deliveries of the UK passport. In the third quarter, Gemalto was selected by the state of Georgia in the US for the supply of a driver's license solution. This program win is another example of the depth and completeness of Gemalto offers for governments to protect their citizens' identities. The cybersecurity business revenue was slightly down this quarter, as several encryption program deployments, notably in Europe and the US, are also taking place in the fourth quarter of 2018. The software monetization and authentication sub-business lines posted a solid performance. As part of its cloud offer, Gemalto announced this quarter the launch of generation key management solution, SafeNet Virtual Key Secure. I will let Philippe elaborate on this further. The IoT business posted another very strong performance in this quarter. The increase was driven by strong deliveries in Europe and Asia, to large customers in automotive, health, payment, and smart metering sectors. This reflects the strong fit of Gemalto's offer with the highly challenging requirements of fast-developing IoT industrial applications. So please move to slide 9 now for our performance in the smart cards and issuance segment. Here, revenue was 382 million euros, 4% lower at constant exchange rate. The payment business posted a solid performance this quarter on the back of strong sales in the US, driven by the first EMV renewal campaigns and strong payment card deployments across regions. The SIM business was lower on the back of the continued market erosion and the full effect of the exit of a specific low-end market. In line with the profit margin objectives for the segment, low profit margin opportunities in both SIM and payment businesses were dismissed in some Asian countries. The digital business enjoyed solid revenue growth, essentially driven by large deployments in Europe of authentication solutions in digital banking. And finally, as Philippe pointed out, following the recent Apple announcement introducing eSIM technology in its new generation of iPhones, the demand for remote subscription management is rising and will benefit Gemalto's eSIM solutions with mobile network operators. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I now hand back over to Philippe.
Thank you, Virginie. So I'd like now to take a few minutes here on slide 11 to provide you with a quick snapshot of where we stand in the enterprise business. As you know, it's a highly competitive field where Gemalto is particularly well positioned to address growing demand. With fast-growing and sensitive data residing everywhere and organizations becoming more mobile, the breach epidemic is expanding dramatically. Our recently published Breach Level Index, a global database of public data breaches, revealed 944 data breaches leading to 3.3 billion data records being compromised worldwide in the first half of 2018, a stunning 72% increase for the same period last year. Identity theft continues to be the leading type of data breach, and it has been since Gemalto first started its tracking in 2013. Furthermore, 95% of data breaches involved unencrypted data. With Gemalto identity and data protection solutions, organizations can take a data-centric approach to their security design, all while controlling access to the infrastructure and applications they rely upon. Not only can they create trust and authenticity in their transaction, but they can ensure that sensitive data is protected and controlled both on-premises and in public or private clouds. As an illustration, we announced this quarter the launch of our new next-generation key management solution called SafeNet Virtual Key Secure. It's an innovative solution integrated with leading cloud service providers such as AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform, IBM Cloud, and VMware, and that provides companies with a single key management solution. In this growing complexity, we have set for ourselves one objective: to deliver security in the way customers want. This means that we aim to deliver security in a flexible, comprehensive, scalable, and cost-effective way. Our ambitions are clear. In data protection, we want to secure our leading position and take the leadership in on-demand data protection. And in identity and access management, our focus here is also the cloud. We want to become a leading player in enterprise access management as a service. All in all, this business is key to our transformation. And in addition, our ability to tailor our offer to the needs of customers, I believe, says a lot about our value proposition in digital security. We can now move to slide 12, to our key areas of focus for the last part of 2018 and beyond. In our first segment, identity, IoT, and cybersecurity, all our teams are actively focused on executing the large deliveries in government programs. In cybersecurity, here too, we are busy delivering large encryption programs this quarter, and we will continue to leverage the strong momentum driven by the increased concern in data security and data privacy, as well as regulation enforcement. In the Internet of Things, the pursued expansion in a variety of industrial sectors is continuing. And in the smart cards and insurance segments, we continue to focus on cost optimization and on implementing our selective sales strategy based on profitability while benefiting from digital transformation at play in those markets. Typically, in this quarter, our teams are busy leveraging the momentum in authentication for European banks, and in the wake of the recent Apple eSIM announcement, we clearly see an acceleration in the demand for eSIM solutions from mobile network operators, and our backlog of projects is rising. Now on slide 13, we confirm our outlook for 2018. I will read it to you. So first, double-digit revenue growth expected in the identity, IoT, and cybersecurity segments. A stable PFO margin expected in the smart cards and insurance segments, resulting in the mid to high single-digit growth in profit from operations expected at Gemalto level. Finally, on the slide number 14, I inform you that we will be publishing our full year results on Thursday, February the 14th next year. So this concludes our presentation. Molly, could you explain to us the procedure for taking questions, please?
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please signal by pressing *1 on your telephone keypad. If you're using a speakerphone, please make sure the mute function is turned off so your signal can reach our equipment. Again, press *1 on your telephone keypad in order to ask a question. We'll pause for a moment to let everyone signal. We don't have any questions in the queue at this time.
Okay, anyway, since we don't...
Apologies, sir.
Yeah,
we have our first question from Oliver Bouquet from Credit Suisse. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, Philippe, Virginie. Thank you for taking the question. I actually had two. The first one on the US Medicare smart card pilot scheme that is envisaged. Is it an opportunity for you, and at what horizon that should we think about that? That's my first question. And the second is on the Estonia situation and the 150 million that are mentioned in the press. Should we expect a provision to be booked for that in 2018?
Okay, thank you for your questions. I'll take the first one and I will let Virginie answer the second one about the provision. As far as this pilot is concerned, I'm afraid I have no information about it. What we essentially do when we work with our customers is to really secure the online connections when people need to subscribe a service or require a new service. And what is very important indeed in the healthcare industry, like in any other industries, to make sure who you are dealing with over the wire. And our solutions when it comes to identity management and authentication are often used to serve this purpose. So I guess you are referring to this kind of use cases, which is pretty often now when you see many governments or public services offering their solutions over the internet.
Okay,
Virginie?
thank you.
Okay, on Estonia, we have, let's say, this is not a very new issue. The claim is very new, but the situation we faced occurred several months ago. So we closed last year with an estimation of the kind of compensation we estimate we would give back to the police administration in Estonia, and this is a very non-significant amount that has been provisioned at year-end last year, and that was, let's say, up to be mentioned in the negotiation we were currently having with Estonian police just before they issued this claim with an amount that is has nothing to do with what we were discussing.
So there will not be a top-up of the provision?
Not at all.
Not at this
No,
stage.
our position has not changed, and our lawyers don't think any view is changing that.
Okay, thank you, very clear.
Our next question comes from Patrick Baiswitch from United First Partners. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Good day. Just two quick questions from me. In the first question, you mentioned there's about a little bit of a weakness in the third quarter in your in your with certain segments such as cybersecurity and e-government, and you were talking about contracts coming in the fourth quarter. Does this mean that there was a bit of a slippage in terms of the contract renewals, or was this always expected? And the second question I have is with regards to actually your the timing of the transaction with the sales, and your choice to move the results a little bit forward this year, from, let's say, early March to mid-February. Do you, provided that the European Commission does not find any problems with the remedies that were sort of supplied to them, would you expect to be actually close the deal by the time you announce your results halfway through February?
So let me take the first question. So as far as the Q3 deliveries, I mean, it's not a weakness. Like we said, this was expected on the back of strong deliveries we had in Q3 2017 first, and because, I mean, this is our government business is a program-based business with deliveries which occur from quarter to quarter. And we knew that comparing Q3 to Q4, we had a momentum in Q4 compared to Q3. So no surprise here. This was, let's say, as usual, a lumpy situation of this ongoing program-based business for government.
Perfect. Okay. And with regards to the timing of the deal and your choice to have results a little bit earlier than usual, is there any connection that I should be reading into that?
No, maybe you could say that you have a new CFO in the company trying also to see the thing, what they see. So I estimate that we should publish our results a bit earlier, and this is what we are doing. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you would like to ask a question, please signal by pressing star 1 on your telephone keypad. It appears there are no further questions at this time.
All right. So, well, first of all, thank you all for your attention this afternoon. Thank you, Molly, and for your help here. Once again, our next call is set for Thursday, February the 14th of 2019, when we publish our full year 2018 figures. In the meantime, thank you for your interest, and goodbye.
This concludes today's call. Thank you for your participation. You may now disconnect.